The orca incident. It was a late afternoon in Orlando, Florida. The crowd was finishing dessert at the poolside show called Dine with Shamu. A veteran trainer, calm, smiling, sat at the water's edge beside the biggest killer whale in captivity, a 12,000-pound bull named Tilikum. She lay flat on the slide out, face close to the water, rubbing the whale's head like she's done 1,000 times. The surface broke, a flash of black and white, and then gone. In a heartbeat, she was yanked into the pool. Sirens whistled, hand signals, nothing worked. The whale powered through the blue like a torpedo with the heartbeat, striking, thrashing, dragging her under. Minutes stretched into a nightmare. Trainers threw nets, doors clanged as they cycled him through gates, trying to box in a hurricane. When she came up again, the damage told the story. Crushing force, drowning water, and a predator no one could muscle. Guests watched paralyzed, and the show ended to a silence no theme park is built for. When investigators arrived, the reality was blunt. It wasn't a trick gone wrong. It was proximity to an apex hunter designed by the ocean to dominate it. The autopsy would list drowning and blunt force trauma. The legal fight that followed would change the rules of show forever. You cannot train out the wild, you only delay it. And on February 24th, 2010, the wild collected. The tiger incident. Christmas night at the San Francisco Zoo. Cold air, holiday lights, a 350-pound Siberian tiger named Tatiana paced behind a moat, and a wall everyone believed was safe. 3 young men stopped to look, joked, lingered. Then the impossible happened. A tiger where no tiger should be, outside the enclosure. What followed was a sprint no human could win. 1 man ran, slipping across asphalt and shadows. 2 were mauled, roaring, teeth closed, before police forced the standoff to end with gunfire echoing through the dark. A teenager, Carlos Sosa Jr., would not make it home. His friend would barely. The question came fast. How did she get out? Why that night? The answer landed like concrete. The moat wall protecting the public was measured at 12.5 feet, 16 foot minimum, recommended for such exhibits. Chips of concrete in Tatiana's paws suggested she had pushed herself out of the pit over the edge. She wasn't magic, she was motivated, and physics was on her side. By the time officers found her locked onto a victim, they had seconds to act. They did. The cat fell, the night stayed cold, and the zoo learned a hard math problem. If the barrier loses even 1 foot, the animal doesn't lose anything. I'm kidding, it wasn't 1 foot, it was 4. That was enough. December 25th, 2007. The python incident. Sulawesi, Indonesia. Palm oil, grooves, and a narrow path cut between shadowy trees. A 25-year-old man heads out to work and doesn't come back. Night falls, phones light up, family searches. On the edge of a ditch, someone's flashlight hits something that looks wrong. A reticulated python, motionless, belly distended like a barrel, the boots inside that bulges like familiar. Villager gather, voices stay in the dark. The python is killed and opened with a careful, shaking hand. Inside is the missing man, intact. It's not venom, it's mechanics. Reticulated pythons are non-venomous constrictors. They coil, squeeze the breath from the lungs, and hold until the body goes still. Sometimes for minutes that feels like hours. Then the jaws hinge, and the impossible becomes routine. Swallow inch by inch. Rare? Yes, but not a myth. In this groove, it was proof. That night, the path filled with people who will never forget what they saw. How quiet a jungle can be when fear puts a lid on it. The world would see it too. Photos, video, headlines. For a predator like this, humans are not on the menu until the menu runs out of better options. March 2017, Sulawesi. Names were whispered, then printed. Akbar Salubiru. The snake was measured in feet. The pain was measured in breaths. The crocodile incident. Moonlight on a North Queensland beach, warm water at the knees, laughter loud enough to feel safe. Then the sound that erases every other sound. A splash that isn't a splash, it's a grab. A saltwater crocodile doesn't argue. It clamps, yanks, and spins. The death roll is physics and nightmare braided together. Teeth like rebar, jaws like a vise, a body turning over and over until joints pop and lungs fill. On that night, near the Daintree, a woman vanishes in the black water while her friend screamed her name into the wind. Rangers arrived, traps were set. Days later, they caught a 4.3-meter croc. The police had called the target animal. Inside, they found human remains believed to be the missing ones. Her name was Cindy Waldron. She was 46. She had been wading in water that belonged to something older than maps and angrier than fences. The beach went quiet. The politics started. The same debate Australia has every time this happens. Call them, move them, or remember whose river this has always been. Crocodiles don't stalk like cats or rush like bears. They wait. They let you come to them. And when you do, they collect. Clean, fast, and with a spin that turns a human body into a lever. May 2016. The grizzly incident. Alaska's Katmai backcountry. Tundra, the color of rust. Salmon in the streams like coins in a fountain. A man who loves bears pitched his tent closer, too close to the animals he had 13 summers defending. They bled into dusk. The first sound were confusing, then panic, shouting, clattering, a tent tearing. A handheld recorder captured the last 3 minutes, a desperate struggle, and the low thunder of a coastal brown bear doing what it's built to do. Rangers flew in at first light. What they found was beyond normal call-out. The bear was still there. The camp was not. The names would fill headlines. Timothy Threadwell and Amy Huguenard. To some, he was a hero. To others, a cautionary tale with a plane ticket. The official report listed the grim mechanics. A large adult bear killed and partly consumed a man and a woman at the lakeside camp in early October 2003. The audio would never be released. It didn't need to be. Everyone already knew how it ended. There's a boundary between admiration and reality. Cross it and the wild redraws in your teeth. With a 900-pound bear, there is no leverage, there is only force. The park put up warnings, the river kept running, and Alaska, indifferent as weather, went on. Behind every headline like these is a person, someone with a family, a routine, a plan for dinner that night. The wild doesn't care. It isn't evil, it isn't merciful, it's indifferent. And indifference can be the most painful thing of all. So respect it, keep your distance, learn the rules, because out there are no second chances. Tell your people you love them, and as always, take care.